we figured we'd do an 8 best and 8 worst, each of us getting 4 of each for the year.
That's 16.
It's also 4 to the cube. 4 squared. We're going to do 4 of the best, 4 of the worst. We're going to talk about them.
For my first worst, I thought the Halo 5 campaign was horribly disappointing. I don't know what happened in it. The gameplay controlled beautifully. You didn't do anything fun with it. It just didn't go anywhere. I mean, the story seemed to forget itself halfway through. The big plot twist didn't make any sense. Wasted the entire campaign on nonsense. And
one of the best things of 2015 was low oil prices, which meant low gas prices, which made me very, very happy this year, especially when gas finally went below $2 a gallon, something I have not seen since...
I've never seen it.
Probably before Obama. You be quiet. I remember when it was 96 cents a gallon.
I have never seen it while buying gas. One of the best things of the year is the Halo 5 multiplayer. It was a wonderful multiplayer in an otherwise crappy game.
Well, so I am going to get serious on you. Something that is very, very bad is the Syrian refugee crisis, and it continues, and countries continue to do not enough to help it. Again, I want to stress the problem isn't that people aren't doing anything. There are countries doing things. It's just that not enough is being done.
And I'm going to be serious by telling a joke. It's an easy joke. Donald Trump. Having been a person much of my life with conservative leanings, and I would not call myself a far conservative, but I am deeply ashamed at people who share a lot of my values could even possibly conceive of him being as a person worth even looking at. I don't even know that we need to list all the reasons he's wrong.
This would be a very long video.
I'm less ashamed of Donald Trump as I am the people can't see the problems. I'm more ashamed of the people who like him than I am of him.
There is one redeeming quality he has, and it is...
Don't say anything about his hair.
It's beautiful hair.
Don't. No.
Okay, well, never mind. No, don't.
Oh, you had it on your...
It's legitimately on my list. It is one of the best things. Like, I want to stress that this year it stayed in place. It was on his head. It probably kept it warm. I mean, it's everything that a balding man could dream of.
Right, so one of my bests. I love Mad Max. Wonderful film. I love simple storytelling done really well. The lyricism of the camera work, to the acting, the directing.
It's not on my list, but I gotta say, I thought it was a pretty good show too. But I do feel like it was a little overrated, but it was pretty good. I would watch it again.
He needs to watch it again because it's better than he remembers. It's not overrated at all.
The presidential election cycle has started again.
Wow.
I actually think this is a best thing for 2015 because it actually says a lot about our country that our election cycle is starting again after 200 years, and it's been doing so successfully.
Probably my most disappointing film of the year was Spectre 007. Excellent opening scene in the Day of the Dead in Mexico City. Wonderful. I got really pumped, and then it just totally fell apart. Again, not bad. Most disappointing film of the year.
One of the worst things about 2015 is that NASA received full funding to go to Mars. Worst things. Good science is about incremental changes and understanding and making small steps forward in order to understand more about truth.
I think that we got to the moon because we pushed ourselves to go way far, and the incremental steps came because we pushed ourselves to get to the moon. I think that inspiration, that call to do it and get it done somehow is worth a lot.
Best things of 2015 is that we're going to Mars.
I do hate him now.
Exactly for the reasons Brendon described. We are making a great leap forward, and it is awesome, and it is cool, and it is something to get really excited about.
One of my worst science things is the incredible, dumb overreaction to space science in general. I can think of 2 stories in particular. One that was my first Gin and Owls video was this article that says, holy cow, we're going to find alien life in the next decade. Comes out of nowhere, it's not based on any data, there's no way to make that presumption. In the same boat, I'm kind of pairing these two together, I think they go together, is this when they found this phenomenon around the star and said, holy cow, we found an alien superstructure. Out of nowhere, in every story runs, they found an alien superstructure, and holy cow, holy cow, holy cow. No, we found a phenomenon we hadn't explained yet, and then they explained it. Probably. It could be an alien superstructure. These were scientists sensationalizing it at this point. That the media took scientific comments and ran with it, but the scientists themselves, to get the media coverage, sensationalized, and I don't like that.
Science is sexy enough on its own, it doesn't need to be glorified.
Amen. Going to Mars is good. We don't need to pretend we're going to find life in the next decade when we have no reason to believe that's true. I mean, we might, but there's no data to say that'll happen. Going to my favorite science discovery of the year, and I feel like a terrible person for this one, but the best science thing of the year is the guy that died of tapeworm cancer. God rest his soul. I mean, yes, a man died, and I don't think that's good. But they found a cancer of a different species growing parasitically in another man, and that's crazy! But we're talking about a worm living inside somebody else, got cancer, and then the cancer parasitized the man, and that's crazy and cool in a disgusting and horrifying sort of way.
I'm with him. Like, even though it is objectively tragic, this is actually like what's cool about the medical field.
I mean, who knew that was possible?
We spent so much money trying to save Matt Damon.
Right. I was just talking about this with my wife.
And frankly...
Not the movie, the principle about saving Matt Damon.
Well, the movie was pretty bad too. Why would we spend that much money to save Matt Damon? His only good role was in Team America World Police.
Matt Damon. I really enjoyed the heck out of Pope Francis being in the U.S. I thought that was great. I really enjoyed watching both sides pretend like he's on my side.
That was probably my favorite thing, and it was also probably the clearest thing to come out of Pope Francis's visit to the United States, is that he's not picking sides.
Funny how, you know, you can have beliefs that don't correlate perfectly with political parties.
I wasn't even sure it was possible. I don't know. I thought I just had to do whatever Republicans or Democrats or...
I thought I needed a card in order to have opinions. Alright, I think we got enough. I
think we got enough.
Jen and Owls.